Well, listeners, we have got something very, very special lined up for you at the moment. As you know, Vio-Lence is coming to Australia very, very soon with an amazing tour that they have put together. And we thought today we would actually get them on the phone to chat a little bit about this tour because we know a lot of you are so excited about this tour. So welcome to the program, Sean.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Happy to be here.
No problem. Now, mate, I am sure a lot of Australians out there never thought they would see the day where you guys were here for a tour. How excited are you guys about being able to head down to Australia for the first time ever?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been trying to get down there for the last few years and, different situations and COVID kept pushing it back, and now we're about to board a plane to head to, your part of the world, and we're very excited. And I can't wait to get there myself.
So I have to ask, have you ever been here outside of your music work? Have you been here for a holiday or anything like that, or is this your first time ever in Australia?
This will be my first time in Australia.
Awesome. So what kind of things are you looking forward to, and what are you expecting from our fine country?
Well, we'll be playing 5 shows in 5 days, so I don't know I'm going to see a whole lot of your country. I'll probably see the inside of my eyelids mostly, and the fans that come to the show.
Yeah.
And no matter where we play, whatever country, even if at home in our Bay Area, it's just about playing in front of the people that like the music and bringing it to them. And so that's what I'm most stoked about.
Yeah. Are you aware of how many Australian fans you have? Because I know there were so many of our listeners who were so excited when they heard about this tour. We've always been getting requests for your tracks over the years. Are you aware of how loved you are in Australia?
You know what? I'm not, but I think I'm about to find out.
So tell us a little bit about the last couple of years. Like you said, you guys have had to keep on putting off coming here. How frustrating has the last couple of years been for you as a performer?
It's been very frustrating because, we had a bunch of tours and a bunch of stuff planned in 2020. That all got shut down. And then it gets pushed to 2021, and that gets shut down. And we got stuff pushed to 2022, that we finally started to be able to, go out and play these shows that we had committed to, a few years ago. And it's just been great, We played a few festivals last year, and we did a small tour in Europe, with some great bands. And now we get to come and fulfill this commitment to Australia, New Zealand. We're doing some Asian dates before we head over there, and it's going to be great. It's been frustrating, but we're on our way.
I guess the other
you only
thing.
live once, right? So you can't let frustrating stuff really eat away at you. You just got to persevere, and overcome.
Yeah.
And eventually get there.
And of course, we saw the new singles from the band last year as well. Tell us a little bit about getting back together and putting them together, because that music sounded so great. What was it like getting back the old gang back together and recording those tracks?
Well, Phil and I write for the writers. He writes the music, I write the lyrics. It's a great, it's a great relationship we have, and when we write music, it's like there's never anyone going, oh no, I want to do it my way, or there's always an open avenue to changing stuff. I think we had one song fully written and just totally broke it down and started a new song out of some of the riffs that we were using, combining riffs and doing other stuff. But that part is that created is great. I love that. I like to write lyrics. Phil does great riffs, and it was it's trying at times because you really want it to be the best that you can produce, and so you work through stuff and you scratch stuff and you work through more stuff, but that whole process, as long as it's like open and everyone's receptive to each other's ideas, then it's a great experience.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what sparked the band getting back together after 34 years apart? Was there something that sparked that reunion?
Well, I was ill for a long time. I had to get a liver transplant. I had a genetic disorder that just popped up when I was 51, and so I went through all that. And the Bay Area fans, they came out and supported me. They Phil and Ray Vegas and Mark Hernandez, they put together a golf tournament. And, Chuck Billy was there, and a bunch of the Bay Area people were there, and raised money to help me and my family at the time. And then there was a benefit show in San Francisco, and Craig LaCicero and Rob was there playing World and World with Phil and stuff, and Dean and Perry, and after all that was done, and then I got my operation and was on the mend. It was like all I could think about was how do I pay these people back, for everything they did, and the only way I could think of was to play a show. And so I sent Phil a text saying, "Hey, we need to do a show," and he was kind of like, "Are you sure, dude? I mean, it's been like, what was it? My surgery was March 26th, and I contacted him in January of the next year. And I was like, well, by April, I should be 4 months more healed. So let's go do this."
Yeah.
And, so he agreed. And we played the show. And from there, everything we've done has been kind of built off of that.
Well, what did that feel like for you when you and Phil first got back together and you walked out onto the stage to do that show? What was that feeling like inside? That must have been a very, very special moment in your life.
Yeah, it was. We had a meet and greet for the sound check, and when we did the sound check, there was probably about 60 people there, and we finished the first song. I think we checked "Kill on Command" first, and after the song, we just kind of stood there, and it was very emotional. It's still emotional for me.
Yeah.
And then the show itself afterwards, we're just like, holy shit. This was that show at the Metro, April of 2019, felt like Ruthie's Inn back in the day.
Yeah.
Because it was like all the intensity. Gary came out on stage. Gary Holt played, A Lesson in Violence with us on Sunday, and it was just a great experience. And it's like, that's kind of why my driving force to keep wanting to do this, because it's like a personal experience we have with our fans. When we play,
yep,
it's not just some rock star band up there. They're swinging dicks and their fucking hairdos and all their egos. It's like this, organic thing where it's like us and the fans. It just becomes this kind of symbiotic like relationship,
Yeah.
And for me, that's what makes it special.
Now, you've got the new tracks out there, you're touring. What else have you got in plans now for your fans? Are you hoping to work on some more new music, maybe an album in the future? What's the plans going from here on outwards?
Yeah, for sure. We started working on some stuff, and then Phil, he got a lot of great opportunities for himself, going out with Lamb of God and doing some other awesome, great things. And so that kind of paused, and, right now we're just talking about, Phil's got a lot going on, not just with music, but, his family, and, Marta, his wife, is in Bleeding Through, and they do stuff, and, they own a business, and it's like, for me, it's, my friendship with Phil is more important than music, but, together we write great, but, I want to add, Christian's a great writer, We got Miles Dimitri Baker in the band. He's another great creative brain, and I want to put some stuff together and release. I'd like to release a full-length record. It's kind of hard these days because it takes. You don't want to do like so many songs that you just are kind of creating burn songs that are just there to fill space. I never want to do that. And neither does Phil or anyone else in this band. So EP format's great for us. We can really focus and create like tracks that we feel really positive about, and instead of trying to make 12 songs all at once, and this we were going to use on that song, but we need to fill space, so let's use it on this song. Let's create a song out of it. I never want to be in that position. And I know a lot of bands these days, doing 12-song records. It's got to be difficult,
Yeah.
And trying to produce them every other year, it's got to be a challenge. And I want the challenge to be, not do we fill space or can we get 12 songs. I want the challenge to be, is this the best shit that we can put out? And that 5-song format really kind of is a good format for us for trying to achieve that.
Definitely. Well, Sean, I know you are at an airport at the moment, and we want to thank you so much for the time that you've given us, but we don't want to keep you too long while you're at the airport. So to finish off, what would you like to say to all of your Aussie fans out there before they go out and grab these last few tickets for these shows?
Hey, I would like to say this. Vio-Lence is coming to town with our good friend Sacred Reich, and it's going to be a great show. And when we're out there, from the first note to the last, we give it everything we got. And we try to, be a part of the crowd and, come to the shows, and you're going to experience something that, you probably haven't experienced in a while, and there's only a few bands that have that connection, and we're going to bring that connection to Australia, and we're just going to stick our boot in the ass of, everyone that comes to the show that wants to get up front and engage. We're down for it. So come on out. Let's get engaged in the chaos and the killer thrash metal sound and energy, and let's have a great time because I'm looking forward to being there.